Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? This is a pretty good topic. Let's be positive about it. Let's be positive. This is regarding about the uplighting. Ernie says, "Awesome, man! You did a great job, fine job. Except I hate uplighting. I like the movers though, and the color wash worked well." So he said he doesn't like uplighting, and he said, he gave his reason why he doesn't like uplighting. I told him the key for uplighting is learning how to DMX them. If you don't know how to DMX your lights, you're just gonna have a light that just pretty much don't do anything. That's one key that I learned because a while back, before I bought these lights, way back, way back. I don't know what year, but I had some Chinese lights that were pretty much to wash the dance floor, and I bought them. They were huge. They probably was the size of this monitor. Had a bunch of little LEDs, a lot of them. They just covered the whole light. In the back, they had a little a dip switch. In the back, had like little had 0 1 0 1 0 1, and you could turn them on when you put them at 1, and you could select a solid color, and then you leave, I don't know, but you put one of the dip up, the dip switch up, and it'll move different colors. It was simple, a simple light, and I had two of them, and they washed the whole dance floor. Chinese light, it worked, and I connected a cable to it, my DMX cable. And then I started seeing people mention DMX. They were mentioning DMX. Like I was always watching some videos, and they always mention DMX. And I questioned, saying, "What the heck is DMX? What is a DMX?" So I started looking into it. I said, DMX. And if you watch my videos, my couple videos, you see the way I started advancing. And for Ernie, he said there's a lot of work. For me, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. Learning is experience. And the more you learn, the more knowledgeable you become, the more you could actually charge your client, because you have a little bit more knowledge. And he said that the clients, because he did some studies, and his studies shows that the clients don't give, they don't care about the lights. And I disagree. The clients actually do care. It probably depends on how you tell them, how you sell the product. For me, I always tell them that. And they get shocked. They get amazed by the lights. The Sweet 16 that I did this weekend, what I told her, I said, "Do you want uplighting? Do you want lighting for the dance floor?" You know, and they said, I sent them a video. I always send them a video because they think sometimes, most of the times when I do my gigs, they say, "No, I don't want lighting. We have lights." And I said, "This kind of lighting," and I sent them a video. She goes, "Oh, wow, sure," you know. And they get really surprised because most of my gigs are outdoors, yard parties, and the yard is always dark. And I have 10 uplighting. No, I have 18, but they're different brands, they're different models, and I kind of like it like that because they do different colors. The way I DMX it, they have different colors, and they like it that the yard is colorful. They're not a dark area. They're like, "Oh, it's dark in this corner over here." I'm like, "I could light it up. Don't worry about it. I put a light right there, and there'll be enough light for that corner." They get surprised. For the Sweet 16 that I did, the mom and the dad were like, I could see they're looking around the whole room. They loved it. They were like, "Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful." I could see it in their face. When I did the strobe, they got shocked. They're like, "Oh my goodness, this is like," they got excited. They got more excited than anybody else because they probably never seen nothing like that before, Even when she showed up to the hall, she goes, "This is the uplighting you were talking about?" I said, "Yeah," because I already had them at red. She goes, "This is so beautiful." I said, "Wait until it gets darker." So the the wash is okay, but the uplights makes a huge difference, in my opinion. Makes a huge difference. A wash just gonna wash the dance floor. The uplighting gonna light up the whole room, the entire room. And he made a few comments about it. He said that the reason why he doesn't like it, first he said the clients don't care about him or whatever, don't give. I disagree. Everybody I deal with I always tell them, and when they see it, they're shocked because it's wireless. I could control them. I could change them to whatever color they want. Like they wanted the red theme, I did it in red. They like that. They like the way I don't know. They just like it. Like I said, the key is to learn how to DMX them. If you don't know how to DMX them, you're gonna have some lights that don't really do much. And that's what I had to do. I had to go and learn how to DMX them. I had to decide. And then when I got the DMX Go, I see a lot of comments that people are having trouble with it. You got to do a lot of research, a lot of learning. And I'm not an expert, but you have to learn with it. And I think that's the key right there, is trying to learn how to learn stuff. And he also mentioned about some more stuff about why he doesn't like him. He doesn't like him that the amount of time it takes to charge them. And like I said, this is a whole learning curve. He said put them out, picking them up, cleaning them, make sure nobody steals them. All this stuff right there are pretty good, but this is all experience. You already experienced all this stuff. And for me, I'm gonna try to be positive. You experience them, but you experience them as a negative. I'm gonna experience them as a positive. He said charging them. It takes a lot of time to charge them. Me, when I charge them, for example, I'm about to do some yard work. It's gonna take me about 3 hours to do the yard work. At that time, I could plug up 4. I always try to plug up 4. Just keep them here. I'll plug them up. Boom. By the time I'm done yard work, I come back, unplug them, put them away. If because I work from home sometimes, and I'm working. I'm right here working at my desk. I plug them up right there. I put the timer on. As soon as my alarm go beep, I say, okay, that should be done. I unplug them. Same thing with everything. All my stuff, everything that I have is battery. My transmitter's battery. I have a huge battery that I charge. All this stuff right there, you got to charge them. So if he said it takes so much time, I should be complaining about everything that I charge, but I don't. I don't complain because it makes my life a little bit easier. Yes, it's going to take some time to charge them, but you're not really doing anything. Just put them right there and charge them and walk away. Set your alarm, come back and grab them. It doesn't. And I try to charge them when I'm here at the house, and I say, you know what? Let me go outside real quick, and I just put my alarm. And by the time I'm done, beep, oh, cool, my alarm went off. And I come back and just unplug them. It's not really much of a big deal with charging them. He said cleaning them. When I bring out my lights, I wipe them down real quick and charge them up. I put them away, wipe them down, whatever. But I always have a rag, wipe them down. Just with my equipment too. All my gigs are outdoors. I clean all my equipment when I come home, clean them up. And when I go to the gig, I clean them up again. Take all the fingerprints off. Wipe them down, wipe my speakers down because they get all dusty. All that is just part of the job. It's not really much of a big deal. If you're going to be negative about it, man, everything is just like, and I saw your video, and you have a little brush in your box, your little bag. So that means you do clean your equipment. I mean, it doesn't take that long. You got to keep your equipment clean, like take care of your stuff. And then what else he said? He said, making sure no one steals them. You know what? If somebody steals a light, put that in your contract. Make sure your client knows. If somebody steals my light, it's going to come out of your pocket. If somebody bump into my equipment or spill the drink on my equipment, it's coming out of your pocket. Make sure you put that in the contract. Make sure they know that they got to keep their what is it called? Their guests. They got to inform their guests. Say, if you guys going to request a song from the DJ, make sure don't go up there with a drink in your hand. And most of the time when they do come to me with the drink in their hand, I do this. I put my hand out. And I say, and I point at their drink. I said, your drink, just be careful with your drink. Right away, as soon as they come up to me, I tell them, be careful with your drink. They say, okay. And they put it down. Usually a lot of people have their drink up by their chest. They put it back down, I just want to request a song, And if I see somebody check this out. I did a gig a while back, and And this kind of actually helps. Usually I have my thing out like this. Hold on. Let me show you. I have this out like this, right? So this is how much little table that I have, right? I don't have that much. And I have my controller out like that. One time I was at the gig and I seen somebody with his drink. He was about to put it down right here, right down on my table. But this little bad boy helped because he was like, I seen him with his drink, like look at my table and look. And then he's like, and he just put it somewhere else. And I'm like, I'm kind of glad that I have this right here. He didn't put his drink there. But anyways, if they do put their drink there, guess what I do? I grab it and put it somewhere else. I'm like, I'm not going to leave it there, you know? So yeah, just put that in your contract. If somebody's still a light, put it in your contract. If you experience this and tell them, go over the contract with them. Say, yeah, you know what? I experienced this before. So I'm going to put the uplighting, but if one goes missing, I'm just letting you know that it's going to come out of your pocket. And if they're aware of it, they sign the contract. You know, if they don't sign the contract, if they're like, well, it's okay, well, I'm not going to bring uplighting for then, you know. So you got to put that in your contract, you know. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that it's experience. I think it's experience and knowledge. You learn, you add it to your contract. He says setting them up is a pain. When you put them up, pick them up. When I show up, to a gig, what I do, I put the audio stuff that I'm gonna set up. Like, let's say I'm gonna set up this stuff here. I already start setting my speakers. As soon as I walk in and I put my speaker on my dolly and I'm walking in the hall, I already know exactly where I'm gonna put one speaker at. So I put it there, and then I put the next speaker over. I go grab some more stuff. I come back. If in my other stuff, my load is lights, I put my lights on the side. I don't put my lights right here with the audio stuff. I put my lights like right there because I know I'm gonna put the lights out, right? And then I show up and I put my T-bar first before I set up the table. I want to have sure I have enough space to walk in the back. I put my T-bar and I put the lights I'm gonna set up at the T-bar right next to it. You know, so I won't be like, where's my lights at? I'm spending a lot of time looking for stuff. And then my uplighting are in a box and it has wheels. I could drag the box over, put up the lights, and I drag the box over, put some more lights, drag it over, put up some more lights. I'm not going one light here and walk over there, come back, another light here, walk over. And even when I pick them up, I grab my box and I go around from the room, pick up a light, put it in the box, go to the next one, boom, boom, boom. Or if I'm tired, it's an easy night, I don't have to rush. I grab my lights, count them, make sure everything's all good. If I'm missing one, I go right away and tell them, like they sold one light at the school dance. As soon as the party was over, I was like, I went and talked to the person in charge. And I said, I'm missing a light. And she goes, you are? I said, yes. She goes, I said, I count them. I have 10. I only have 9 right now. She goes, oh. I said, and I showed her the lights. Is this light right here? She goes, oh. She goes, he goes, we're gonna look around real quick. I'm gonna look around and see if I could find it. I said, all right, but I already checked. But yeah, sure. She came back and said, yeah, I checked. I looked around. I ain't seen any lights. But I'll make sure I'll get it back from you. I'm gonna talk to my students and find out if anybody took a light. They need to return it. And sure enough, she returned my light back. But you have to let them know right away. You know, if something get damaged, like, oh, sorry, excuse me, one of your guests spilled a drink on my equipment. I'm just letting you know, it's still working, but if I get home and this doesn't work, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm going to charge you for the damage. You know, just always talk to your client, let them know, you know, right away, you know, that there was something happened. Don't wait until afterwards and say, you know what? 2 weeks ago, I did a party and it spilled drink. Now my buttons don't work. You know, my buttons don't work. Tell them right there on the spot. You know, I don't know. It's just me, I guess. But anyways, the live lighting is not, for me, it's not, I guess, because I like it. I don't mind doing it. You know, the hard part was learning how to DMX. That's the hard part. The easy part for me, charging them is not the hard part. Charging them, you know, just grab a couple here, plug them up. Today's Monday. I'm going to plug up a few today, plug a few tomorrow. By the time Friday comes, boom, they're done. It's called prep work. Prepare yourself. I already got my batteries charged up from my regular batteries. They're charged. I always keep them charged. That's probably like the first thing I charge as soon as I get home. I charge those batteries up. It's prep. It's preparing yourself. It's like that's part of what the DJs do. We prepare ourselves. We get home, you prepare for the next gig. You get the music ready. It's prep work. You can't be like, oh my God, so much time. It takes so much time so much to clean it. You got to clean your equipment up. That's part of the job. So if you like it, because he said he did a few gigs and he don't take up lighting, he enjoys it. That's cool. That's fine. But I still like it. I don't mind. It's not a big issue for me. The lights that I do have, I think the wedge is about 100 and something, $140. If one get damaged, like I said, your client has to know. And they have to decide. And I try to put mine away, like I did in the video. I told you guys that I always get the table, and I was worried that somebody might kick it. I don't want nobody tripping on it and getting hurt. I don't care about the lights. I don't want nobody getting hurt. So I make an announcement. If I see anybody sitting next to the lights, I make an announcement saying, be careful with there's lights back there. Be careful not to trip. Be aware that there's lights back there. They look and say, oh, okay. Even my equipment, if I see them dancing too close to my equipment, I'll make announcements. That like especially this gig, the kids were getting kind of rowdy, and they're doing like mosh pits, bumping into each other. So I made announcements. I say, hey, how's everybody doing out there? I said, just be careful, bumping into my equipment. I just give them a little, tell them. Kids be like, oh, yeah, sure, okay. I always have to tell people, yeah, how's everybody doing? People come with their drink. I stop them right away. Say, hey, be careful with your drink. Oh, okay, sorry about that. And they put their drink down. And I'd be like, what you want to hear? Because that's what they're coming to ask for a request. And right away, I just stop them. I said, what you want to hear? So this is all experience, So, yeah, you probably had some bad experience with your lighting or whatever. But for me, he said, clients don't care. They do care. Somebody called me up. I did their gig. And I think 2019, like 3-4 years ago, I did their gig. They called me up again and they said, you DJ for my party. I can't remember who they were, but when they sent me the address, I was like, oh, yes, I remember you. They sent me the house, and I remember the house. I said, I remember. For her party, she didn't want lighting. They were going to go to a club afterwards. So they were going to do a birthday party. I think that she did hers from almost like 3 hours, from 6 to 9 or something. They were going to go to a party, to a club, whatever. But people got tipsy, and the mom probably convinced them, don't go out, just stay here. They hired me for longer. How much more for a next couple more extra hours? I think I stayed to 11. And at the time, she didn't want lighting because they were going to leave. They're going to just, have a few friends come over. And they see no more than one friend showed up. There was like a lot of people showed up. They just all stayed there. I think it was the parents too that convinced her to stay home. But the point is, they didn't want lighting. This time she said, yes, bring the lighting. How much for the lighting? And I always send them videos. This is what the lighting is. I could change the colors. They moved to the music, whatever. Like I said, when I did that Sweet 16, the mom was like, oh my goodness, I made them strobe. When she seen the strobe, she got all like, oh my goodness. And the strobe was like the whole room strobing. I mean, people, when they see that stuff, they're like, holy cow, technology. Technology has come a long way. And I always tell them that. That's what I sell. I tell them, I said, these lights are remote. Not remote, but wireless. I could control the colors. So if you have a theme, I could make them St. Patrick's Day. I could make them green. If you have another, she said she had a casino, whatever. She wanted them red. I could make them red. You know, I can make them this. I can make them. Oh, what's your colors for your dress? It's red or green or whatever. I can make them whatever color you want. Your decoration, I can make them match your decorations. They get excited when you tell them that part. But if you don't know how to DMX, so that's the key, is learn how to DMX. If you don't know how to DMX them, yeah, you're gonna have lights that don't do anything. So yeah, this is your boy DJ City Manos. That's my experience. Be positive. I'm out. Peace.